friend, very loyal, and also an outstanding coach, as I would say about every one of our coaches.
Coach, you were talking about the assistants one by one. I wanted to ask you specifically about Dave Warner. And early in the season, when we would interview him, it looked like he had a pretty tough job with the way you were moving quarterbacks in and out. Did you ever have to just put your hand on his shoulder and say, "You're being great on a curve right now. I know I'm moving quarterbacks," and it seemed like the play calling had to change with every quarterback. It seemed like that would have been a really tough task for Dave.
Well, you know, he's an outstanding coach. I've known Dave since 1991. So we go back a long way. So yeah, I understand. Players make plays, guys. Players make plays. I've said that many times in here. You know, what we need to do is structurally be sound in what we're asking them to do, offensively, defensively, and special teams, and then also put them in the best situation that their abilities allow. And that's coaching. But in the end, the players make the plays. And as long as we have a good plan, a good structured plan, well thought out plan, as long as we're always critiquing what we do and trying to move forward with the plan, whether we're successful or not successful, hopefully we're learning from things. And you know, I've always had great faith in him as a coach. So I've seen what he's done with Brian Hoyer and Kirk Cousins as a coach. And there's no doubt in my mind that he was going to be successful in what he was doing. I also think, as I said earlier, you know, I think that Brad Salen's done a tremendous job with our quarterbacks. And, you know, that was a position that, you know, there was transition in a very media frenzy way. So, we're prepared.
Coach, you talk about seeing if the players can deal with the success that they've had winning the Big Ten title. It seems like all year there's either been defense coming up with a big turnover to seal a win, or especially over the last 2 months, Jeremy and Yola getting kind of that nail in the coffin score. Have you really already seen the fact that at least in game they can deal with success, and how does that translate into now the biggest game of the year?
I have seen that. We have seen that they're able to go and deal with success. To me, it's about getting yourself ready to play in every game and be able to handle the adversity in that game. Not being flat, preparing, not taking things for granted. And you know, I think our football team's doing that, but every time you take a step forward, a big step forward, you know, I think you have to evaluate where you're at. You have to ask yourself, you know, are we doing everything we can to get ready? And what's the attitude? And we coach attitude. So while our seniors may feel like they understand the ramifications there because they've been through some things, how are our younger players handling all this? How are they handling it moving forward in their development as players too? That's important.